What's up, everyone? This is Copy Who, and I'm your host, Paul the producer. So weird. I go a week now without doing the show, and it's so weird. Sometimes I'm like, am I going to get back to this? I don't quite do what I want to do here. During the week, I think about it all the time, and so then I'm all like out of it. When I only do it once a week, it's like I get out of the habit of things. When I was doing it 3 times a week, certain things that are like the workflow with the show, they get weird. And I am weird. I'm a little anxious right now, to be perfectly honest with you, because I'm like, I gotta make this good. And this morning I woke up in bed and I was thinking about how I'm doing the show, and well, actually, before I was suffering through some personal pessimism and darkness, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I started pre-programming myself to be in a good mood this morning last night when I'm like, get a good night's sleep. We're going to get up, and no matter what, we're going to come here and we're going to do a good show. And I may get angry at something because when things don't go right, especially with the production and the mix because of amateurish software and gear, that's frustrating. Like, something fucked up happened a couple days ago. It was that I had a power outage, and so when the power goes out on all these devices that are plugged in, including the computer when I leave it sleeping, the lights that connect by Bluetooth, the TVs that connect to an app to control them, it like got all out of whack. So I knew that. And then when I got everything back on again, all the settings changed on several lights, and that really irritated the crap out of me. But I was like, okay, I'll take that as an opportunity to sit down like I did last night and configure everything again, because that's just what I have to do. And I was imagining when I was up in my room this morning, I was like, I could totally imagine it, how this technology could all be dialed in so that I have it built into an AI or some kind of digital assistant. Like, all these things have to turn on. They have to play these videos, start from the beginning, turn the lights on with these specific settings, with these specific illumination, and have it all tie into this software program, and have it all tie into the program that controls the cameras, everything. There should be some way that I can push one button and all the variables just fall into line. Boom. That would be awesome. That's what I want. Why can't I have that? Well, because the eventual hope is, I guess, if this grows and becomes something more, and I think it will, then I could conceivably wind up doing it elsewhere. And that would be kind of cool. I'd be really happy if somehow it took off and I got to build a new studio, because I want to make it much bigger and much more. I don't see the word that I just wanted to utter. I want to utter to you just so you know what I'm thinking. But if I say that, then Copy might give me a hard time. Copy being the man who really inspired some of my look here. And it is, I think I've got a distinguished look, and the things that are similar, and I've said this before on here, I'm the epicenter. But anyway, I was going to say, he will break my balls at some point. And I have his cell phone number. I think I do. If he hasn't changed it, then it's the same number that I used to contact him on. And the other day I sent him one of those little emojis with a kissy, and it has the little heart. And I was like, I wonder if he received that. What's up, Mike? Did you get my text? Doesn't want to talk to me now. I wonder how far. Oh, I just want to see something really quick, okay? Okay, good. I wanted to see if that on-air sign was on. A couple of these USB devices right now I have plugging into the TV for power. Like, another one is that thing right there, that blue lightning bolt, that's plugged into the back of that TV for power. So when the TV goes off, that goes off, which is fine. I kind of like that because it saves me the trouble of having to turn anything additional off. Eventually, I got to get something where I can plug in. I want to have more ways to plug in USB sources because I want to light more things up, and they're all like, plug it in with USB now. And so I buy power strips with USB in them and whatnot. And so here we are, everyone. I was actually in a really good mood this morning because I was I just, like I said, I pre-programmed myself to come to this and really try to enjoy what I'm doing today. I can't even believe I'm already 5 minutes into this. I feel like I've barely said anything, but this past week has been kind of extraordinary. So I did tell you about the power outage. I got everything resorted again. I think it's okay. I think we're doing a successful recording here. I'm pleased. And last night when I was in here working on this, I was happy because I was like conceiving what exactly is going to change on this other side of the room here as I prepare it to have someone else here with me, how it's going to look, what I'm going to do. Like I'm probably going to try and take this TV and put it on the base of the floor over there and do this same like red, blue thing on it. But then I'm going to have a whole fucking, I want to get a whole drape and put it across the entire wall with some kind of design on it, covering the whole entire thing so that that's the backdrop when someone's sitting over here. And it won't be reflective, but it'll be colorful and vibrant. So when I throw a light on it, it's not going to have reflections on that wall, because I thought about putting a TV on that wall behind that other person, but then these TVs are going to be reflecting into one another. And as you're watching the show, you can see reflections. Eventually, I'm going to get rid of these reflections in this door. I like talking about the production people because it's evolving and it helps me. You know, I have this way I'm going to take this piece of furniture over here and put it over here and elevate my monitor where I'm seeing the output of what I'm recording as it's going on. And I'll be able to see the whole thing, which will be very helpful to me because right now I can literally only see about 45% of it. It's chopped in half. And I just know from this that I'm on the right scene. And it's fucked up. I'm not going to get into why it's fucked up because when I zoom, all the screens on the computers get fucked up. And I'm going like, how does Mike do it? And I'm figuring that when Mike is doing his thing that you're seeing here, he's not recording with the computer that you're viewing on the show. He's got a whole other setup that I can see there. And I'm like, damn, I need a bigger room. I need like a big warehouse space. I should have a space. What I should do is buy a house in more like the country area that has like an outside warehouse that I can build out to my heart's desire very much, exactly the way I want. Because I'm frustrated, even though this looks cool and people are like, wow, your production's amazing. This is not just some normal podcast someone is doing, some boring normal podcast with a bunch of cheap gear. And so like, it's amateurish, though, is what I wanted to say, in the sense that the apps that I'm using to control certain things, like the lights and the TVs, they don't function right. And so I get frustrated when these things don't function right. If I hadn't come in here and fired it all up last night, I would have fired it up this morning only to find all the problems that I found last night, and I would have been frustrated working on that. So it was kind of like a pre-production work session I had last night with various details here. Anyway, I want to move on. My life is interesting the way it's changing lately. Certain things are good, certain things are upside down, and I'm not going to talk about the negative today, but one good thing. If I sound sharp and more lucid to you, it's because I quit eating marijuana last week. I told you last week that I was very close to giving it up again because of the way I felt, and it was true. I just woke up. Tuesday morning was the last time that I ate it. It was Tuesday the 25th, and Wednesday was the first full day that I didn't have any. And one thing I noticed about it was that quitting marijuana when you're eating it on a regular basis seems to be easier. What you go through in the process of quitting to not do it, you don't have the same kind of withdrawal you do when you smoke it. That's one distinct difference I noticed. It was not as aggravating this past week quitting it. Marijuana, I started smoking when I was 21 because I got these new roommates, and one night they're like, you want to get high? And I'm like, what? Okay. And it was pretty extraordinary. I remember getting high, and it was such a profound change of perception. It was unlike anything I had ever experienced anymore cognitively. And I think these kinds of descriptions are why people are like, ooh, I want to try that. And I remember even the morning after trying marijuana when I was 21, I told my dad, Dad, I tried marijuana. And he told me this wise, sagely advice he gave me at the time was true. And I think I just told someone this in the kava bar in the last couple of days. I said, be careful what you try because it can become a mode of life before you know it. And back when I smoked marijuana regularly for 19 years, with the exception of very few breaks that I took. One time I took 6 weeks in college. That was about 1998. And then when I got married in around 2005, I took about 5 months off of marijuana. And then on another occasion, I took some weeks. I think it was 3 weeks. So there were periods when I took very short breaks. And honestly, most of those 19 years, I thought, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to quit this thing. And somehow there's something for me personally, I don't know how it is for everyone, but I quit because I became very mature. I quit around 40, and one of the primary reasons was not only was I becoming more mature, I had a new child at the time, and I didn't want her to see me high all the time. And so it was important to me to stay sober for her. And this is an important why. It's a good, honorable, noble inspiration to quit, is that you want to do it for your child because you want to model good behavior for your child. I don't get much credit from certain people. And even when I told her about it, she was like, you should do it for yourself. And it's a valid point. I should do it for myself. And I want to do it for myself. That's why I'm successful when I quit, is because I have been sober for many years now. Since I was 40, I spent the vast majority of that time totally sober. And the beauty thing is, once you get used to that sobriety, again, after being spaced out for all those years, you realize how valuable it is, how much you like it. And then so when you go back to doing the drug and you get past the fun point with it, I became a slave to it again. I hate being a slave to it. And then it makes me feel foggy, and I feel like I'm always chasing the high instead of getting the high I want. So when you first start something again, when you have no tolerance, it's like, I enjoy it for a few days. And it was very creatively meaningful when I did it recently, to be honest with you. But I enjoy it for a few days, but that euphoria that is very special about it goes away. And I just, and then I'm left with this kind of sinking darkness. And so when I was telling you last week that I wanted to quit again, it was because I was really experiencing that very uncomfortable, I'm on this drug all the time, but I'm not really high. I'm just maintaining my slavery with it. I'm maintaining what I have to do not to be grouchy or whatever. So I also miss dreaming. When I use a lot of marijuana, my dreams completely stop. And when I stop using marijuana, my dreams become vivid and memorable. And of course, those of you who have been watching for a while know that I like to talk about my dreams. And so I actually personally miss dreaming when I'm using marijuana, and it is an incentive for me to quit marijuana. And I also think dreaming is an important process psychologically. It helps people unwind in their life. There's some kind of emotional purpose to it. There's some kind of rejuvenation going on when you're dreaming. And I can't speak to it all scientifically, although I have read a wonderful book about sleeping that talked quite extensively about dreaming. So I quit the marijuana this past week again. And for the moment, I'm determined with this because I have some important things coming up where I really needed to have all of my cognitive ability and my wits and my sobriety and my lucidity to explain where I'm coming from with something that is enormously important in my life, something that I'm not going to talk about right now, but that's very true. So, I mean, I encourage you, if important things are happening in your life, and be honest with yourself, for God's sake. If you have a hard time doing something, or if it's causing you a problem, don't be in denial about it. I've heard so many people be in denial about their drug use, and it's like, I know, because I made all the same mistakes early on, and you just have to evolve and try to grow as a person and realize you can quit if you genuinely get to the point where you want to quit. But I also understand, like I was doing it last week, and I'm like, oh my God, when you're slave to it, you're like, can I do this? And I have this track record now when I cut it out for long periods of time, years at a time, many times years at a time now, which I'm very proud of. I have this track record now where I just recognize it's better for me, and it gives me the confidence that if I stop it, it may be irritating for a few days, but I get over that hump and the mind eventually stops obsessing about wanting to do it. On a similar note, I've been going to the kava bar, and I've been having kava, which I really like, and I don't think kava is habit forming the same way marijuana is, or kratom, and kratom is certainly habit forming, and I decided that I want to quit drinking as much kratom. I want to cut down and eventually out kratom entirely. So, I mean, like, I was drinking a lot of shots of this kratom stuff, especially last week, and I was like, no, it's time to cut this out too, because I drink all these shots of kratom and I'm not even feeling it. So, like I was explaining in the bar yesterday, do less of it, cut down that tolerance, and then all of a sudden, when you do decide to enjoy it, and it's not like marijuana where I'm like, I gotta have it because it does not change the state of mind in the same way. It's more like a body high, and you stay very lucid when you do it, which I like. You don't slur, and there's like you can't do 10 times the kratom and have 10 times the feeling. There's like a definite limit to what you're doing. A nice young couple in the kava bar named Tyler and Haley, they're talking about trying to introduce me to a woman there. And so, okay, I want to meet this woman. I keep hearing about this woman. And apparently we both go there, but we visit. I go in the afternoon and leave in the late afternoon, and she often comes in the evening. I heard she might be there today in the afternoon, so I'm going to keep an eye out for this woman and maybe introduce myself. They keep telling me, because people are telling me, we think you'd be a good couple. And like, I don't know, I haven't divulged all that I require in a relationship with a woman. And so it's interesting that people have this perception. They're like, you two would be good together. And so we'll see. I'll just introduce, I'm like living life right now, which is kind of cool. And what I mean by that is I'm putting myself in the mix. Hello, I'm in character now. Beware. Lock up your daughters. I just put my glasses on. Oh, yeah. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, I put my glasses on. Oh, yeah, that's what the glasses do. All of a sudden, you flip the switch and you become something else. Holy crap. Look at me now, Mom. Wow. Where am I time-wise on here? Okay, 17 minutes. That's not bad. I think I'm filling this with interesting stuff. At least, if it's interesting to me, I go with it. And I liked the show last week. And I came optimistically into this week, wanting to be like, okay, I'm straight. We're going to do this. And I didn't do my pacing here because I put this thing under my shirt, and when I put it on, I was like, oh, I didn't give myself the pep talk when I walk back and forth with my ritual here. And then I was like, oh, but this was already on. I'm looking right now at wireless headphone systems to replace this. And it'll give me one more thing that I have to do. I'll have to charge those up. But I want this to be gone, and I want to be wireless, and I want to be able to move around here. And I also want to sometimes wear a necklace to look cool. And so that's stuff I'm working on. Let's see. Do I want to talk about this? Oh, shit. On Friday night, I was passing out while watching TV. Like, I could not keep my eyes open. It was about 10:10 in the evening, 10:10 p.m., and I wish I were like a night owl, because a lot of people are out doing fun stuff. This dude, Daniel Ray Scott, who's a musician I met at the Kava Bar. I love his name with the music that he plays, the style music that he plays, which is kind of like, I would call it like folky country stuff, and he has a very beautiful sounding voice. He's definitely got a style, and he's very soulful, and he's a younger guy, and I wanted to go see him play that night at the Kava Bar. They gave him a little window of time to go on stage and play, but it's like 10 o'clock at night. I start passing out at 9 o'clock at night, because I wake up at between 5 and 6 almost every single day, and I can't. So if I go out that late at night, then I get a shitty night of sleep, and then when I'm short of sleep, my life is hell. I'm psychotic about getting good sleep. But what I did want to say to Daniel was, dude, you have a great style. Take it from me at 49. If you want to make it, you have to be so burning and driven that it's unbelievable. Whatever you're doing now, do like 10 times as much. And I'm not even joking. Dude, do 10 times as much, because that's how hard it is to establish yourself and really go meteoric with something, anything. Do you see what I'm doing here now? All this is like doing 10x. It's like produce 10x. I want it to be 10 times better than this. Swear to God. That's what I've learned, dude. So you have this special gift. You have this special talent. You stand out in a special, lovely way. And so do 10 times as much to make it if you want to make it. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard to make it. It'll be like winning the lottery if you don't go above and beyond like crazy. And there's a movie, or there's not a movie. It's called 10X. There's a book called 10X is what I wanted to say. I didn't want to end that thought incomplete. And you should read that. It's about doing 10 times as much to make it. That's what you got to do. You think you got to do this much to make it? No. Do 10 times as much as that. That's the sum of the whole book. You don't have to read the book. I just told you what the hell it's about. Everybody. That goes for everybody who's in a creative endeavor. Do you think you're doing enough? Like, I was crazy obsessed about recording music when I was younger, and all the time, I would tell my parents, I had this period of time when I was around my near 30 years old, where I was like, music or death, nothing else matters. I suffered a breakup, and I was like, all I want to fucking do is music, and it was really great at the time. Recorded a lot of cool things, even though my producer skills hadn't been fully developed. Those are rough recordings, but they have character, and I was putting all my effort into recording, so much effort going crazy that I neglected the business that needs to coincide with anyone pursuing a talent that they want to capitalize on. So if you're trying to become famous, if you're trying to get your music to be popular, if you want that to be your life, your living, you have to bust your effing ass. And I was neglecting the business portion. And the only time I really saw this this philosophy I'm expressing right now, the only time I really saw it produce real interesting professional momentum in my life was way back when I was doing marijuana radio. I was obsessed with the business portion just as much as the creative portion, making that a very good thing at the time. And this is actually harder because I have all the visual element. We weren't doing it on video then. We would take pictures and we would have an image online, but it was all photo based. And I did produce some videos about it. So there were little videos telling the story, but it wasn't doing shows on video like I am now. And so, got to do more. Oh my God. Ugh. So yeah, I was passing out on Friday night at 10:10. I couldn't keep my eyes open. And so I'm like a neurotic person. I go to bed at about 10:10 and I'm in my room. I have this tall ceiling, this tall vaulted ceiling. There is a fire alarm on the ceiling. Oh my. There's a fire alarm on the ceiling. I'm burping. Excuse me. And so when the battery gets low on the fire alarm, it's a problem. Because the little light on there starts flashing. And when I'm going to bed, when there's this flashing light on the roof, way up on the roof, I'm like, it's like nagging at me. It's like, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, God dang it, stop. You're driving me crazy. So I could not fall asleep. After I was passing out on the couch, I go upstairs to go to bed. That stupid thing would not let me go to sleep. Plus, like sometimes when the batteries get low, all of the fire alarm in my house is hooked to them, so the whole thing goes beep, beep, beep in the whole house. When one of the batteries is low, it starts chirping. And then sometimes when it gets super low, it'll like wake you up in the middle of the night. It'll be like beep, beep, beep. And then you're like, oh my God, what the hell is that? It startles you out of sleep. It even happened one night when my daughter was here and I felt bad because she was alarmed. And it's so effing annoying. Like, what a stupid thing to be imperfect. So then it throws you out of whack because you can't sleep. You're waking up in the middle of the night thinking, emergency. And then like you can't go back to sleep. And when I don't sleep, my mood is whack. Yesterday I didn't sleep well and my mood was whack. Last night I did better. I got a significant amount more sleep. And I'm grateful for that, actually. So good sleep makes nice Paul. Do you understand? Good sleep makes me a happy camper. And so everyone should be considerate of everyone else's sleep. Like, I'm a fucking evil person if you push me in certain ways. And if you fuck with my sleep as a joke, I will fuck you up. And I will fucking get revenge like 1,000 times over if you mess with my sleep. Don't fuck with me when I'm sleeping. I'm serious. This is like, so I'm trying to amp it up and make it seem funny with what I'm saying. But if you mess with me in my sleep, I'm going to be pissed and I'm going to treat you like a fucking asshole. If you think like it's a funny joke, wait till I pissed you off. And it won't be funny. We won't be like, ha ha. I'll like piss you off for waking me up and disturbing my sleep. Unless I love you, in which case I'm going to say, please be considerate to me. I need to sleep. That's an important ending to that, I think. That I'll be patient with certain people. If they're disturbing my sleep, but they're not doing it to be an asshole, then I'll be like, expressing my feelings about it. Okay, don't wake me up because, okay, will you respect that, please? But if you joke with me and fuck with me in my sleep, like the assholes, David Patrick Harmon, you stupid son of a bitch. He was this asshole I had as my roommate when I first went to college in my freshman year. Those guys, my roommates that year, were such fucking assholes. And don't fuck with me when I'm sleeping, dude. David Patrick Harmon, suck a BFD. Ooh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Shit. Where am I? Okay, so another benefit of this one show a week is I just write my ideas down, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm at 25 minutes already right now, and I have all these things I didn't talk about yet, so I'm like, do I move this to next week, or do I do an extra long show today? Because I want to keep it in an hour. I think an hour is good. If you like what I'm doing, I appreciate you so much. For you, this crash is for you. Thank you. Thank you. Much gratitude to all of you who actually appreciate what I'm doing, and you keep coming back for more. And if you don't have time to watch the long show, but you kind of like what I'm doing, follow me on Instagram. The handle is copywho, and that's it. One word, all lowercase. I think if you search that, you'll find it. And I put shorter clips up there. Every single week I cut about, 7 to 10 clips out of the show, and every day I'm posting 1 or 2 clips along with screenshots of the show. And so you can get a taste of it. You can get some bits and pieces and enjoy it without having to watch the long show. But I'm trying to get people addicted to the long show. Oh, man. I have so much here written about Kava. Ridiculous. Oh, man, that stuff. Where did Kava come from? How did I get so slutty with Kava? Kava slut? It's true. I went to the Kava bar on Wednesday afternoon, and when I went to the bathroom, I realized that someone, and I bet it was a man, because only men would do this. Women don't do this. Some man did not flush the toilet. Disgusting! And I saw a woman go into the bathroom before I did, but I think she actually came out of... I don't think a woman left that dump there. I think she came out of there and went to the other bathroom because some man took a big dump and did not flush. And so, what I know is there's so many regulars there, and I'm thinking to myself, this, why would you go in the Kava bar and take a big dump in the toilet and then not flush it? And then so as I thought about this, I'm like, I flushed it, and it flushed and it went down, and I thought, were they afraid that it would plug up? Were they trying to frame someone else, which wound up being me? That if someone comes in there and sees the big toilet full of crap, they'll be like, it was Paul. Paul's the last one in here. No, Paul's the one who flushed it. Jeez Louise, guys, what's wrong with guys? Why do you not flush the toilet? I would be embarrassed as a man. All these pretty girls in the Kava bar, you go in the toilet, you take a big dump. All the women use that bathroom, that same bathroom, and you don't flush the toilet. Holy mackerel. What? WT? Who left the deuce? That's what I want to know. Who left the deuce? I should put out flyers. Who didn't flush the toilet? Okay? All right. Let's keep going. Oh, man, I can't talk about that right now. I think it's time to just move on from what I'm doing. Oh, dear. So, actually, did I say that spinning on Tracy Lee Samsung today is the movie Time Machine? Spinning, I said! It's screening on Tracy Lee Samsung. I keep saying spinning, but it's screening on Tracy Lee Samsung. Screening. It's the Time Machine, the original Time Machine movie, and I really love the way the scientist character in this movie, he has such a passion for humanity in general that he kind of like, I think that's the guy right there. He's like, he's so enthusiastic about human beings, and he's like, oh, the progress of mankind is magnificent. It's amazing what we've accomplished. Look what you've done. This is amazing. He's like traveling through time into the future. And it's just, I love his enthusiasm, but there are so many cheesy aspects to the movie. The movie has this amazing philosophical quality when it comes to the idea of time travel, going back and forth in time. But then there's villains in the distant future where he goes, I want to say it's 800,000 or 1,000,000 years in the future. There are these most stupid-looking creatures that make no sense the way that they exist. And the mindlessness of the people in the future, unbelievable. Makes no sense. What the hell? But it is worth watching if you like that kind of thing. I assure you, I promise you. I think I need to move on to the next segment, which is critical to the show. Oh, Lord. So how are you all today? This is not interactive, so I don't know how you're going to answer my question, but I'm inquiring about how you're all doing, and I appreciate you all, and I think it's time. Time for what, Paul? Let's just do this. We will go boop, up. Okay, wait. These stupid buttons on the new app, it's a little bit stoinky. So we go like this. Am I... It's been a week, okay? So I'm like confused now. I'm like, what am I doing? What? All right, everyone. Welcome to the show. This is Copy Who, and I'm here for you now. Oh, I'm not going to say that. This is the Ascension, and it's mine and I own it. And I flush the toilet when I use it. Why would a man not flush the toilet? Flush the toilet! So... white supremacy is not a thing, but a real thing is men who don't flush the toilet. What's wrong with you? Oh my God, you know what happened? Oh! I was in a stall yesterday and someone walked in on me. Ah! I was like, ah, what are you doing here? He's like, sorry. No, it really wasn't that bad. he actually walked in and goes, oh, sorry. He's like, hey, get out of here. You're in my stall, buddy. Everybody, thank you. Welcome to the show. We get all the angles. We do all the things. And hey, wait, let me come back to this really quick. I want to make sure this camera's not freezing on me. Okay, it's working. We are achieving the goal, the natural goal right now. Oh yeah, that was a good rise. Silly, spontaneous, almost said some of the same cliche things, but then I went into the toilet shtick, and it was awesome! High energy show! Perfectly sober. This is not on drugs! All right. So it's this time right now where we come. Whoa, hey. And someday things will get easier. I assure you they will. Welcome to Copy. Welcome, oh, dude, do. All right, yeah. So I was on Ecamm, or on their Facebook page. Ecamm is the software I use to record this program, and I was asking a question to people about what I need to do to get some wireless headphones and stuff. And somehow the subject matter, some guy said he saw in the picture that I had this glass here, and he goes, it looks like I have Alka-Seltzer in front of me. And I'm like, it's not Alka-Seltzer, it's CBD, and it looks like sperm. And he's like, ew. And I'm like, seriously, it looks like sperm. And this is it's almost gone. What am I gonna do for a ritual? Do I need to go buy more of this same stuff? I don't know if it does any good for me, but I want to put something in here. I might as well have a vitamin or something while I'm doing this show. So if it's not CBD, I might get echinacea in some liquid form. Anything in liquid form that's good for me. Anything that will kill all the poisons of the New World Order, I want to put in my drink, and I want to fucking drink it, and I want to survive for a very long time to thwart the New World Order! Did you understand what I just said? The New World Order. I can't get too specific about that because it's like algorithm be like, put this guy down. Make nobody ever notice this guy because he's talking about shit he shouldn't be talking about. How dare he do that? All right, I actually love that moment. The ritual of filling the glass. We're going to take our first sip now, everyone. Cheers! And as they say in the cover bar, bula. They say bula, I say bula. You don't say bula, or you say bula, I say bula. And they're like, wait, no, you're saying it wrong. You're accenting the wrong thing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing the opposite thing because that's what I want to do. I want to say bula. Bula, everyone, bula. Oh, God. Am I in a weird-ass mood this morning? It's a good mood I'm in right now. I'm pumping myself up. It's very positive. I assume everything's working correctly at the moment, and I'm glad for that. I'd be very upset if there were a power outage right now after I've done this recording for as good as it is right now. That which I have done is good, and it better not just fucking turn off in the middle, because Excel is doing these weird fucking power outages twice in the last 2 days. Screw you guys. I don't trust you guys. I think you're trying to get us used to life being unstable and being hot in the summer and cold in the winter and whatever. New World Order shit. Cut off that energy. Kill people. Cut off farming. Ah! You don't hear Mike say any shit like that. He's just out there picking on people all the time. So, I mean, like, occasionally the man has philosophical depth. But sometimes, come on, Mike. Jesus. Oh, you're so shallow. So am I, though, in certain respects. What can I say? Thank you to the wardrobe department. I feel like I look cool today. I'm like, what am I going to wear? This beanie's a little bit different. I like how the gray ties into the gray shirt, and I like the blue, and I had to, like, roll the sleeves up because they're very wrinkly. Let's see if we can see the wrinkles on it. Yeah, those wrinkles are ugly. Let's roll that back up. I just ruined the illusion. I am, like, cheap right now. I have this cheap, shitty, wrinkled shirt on. I managed to masquerade it well, and I did not... Oh, my God, I'm at 36 minutes, and I haven't even... Oh, shit. What have I done for 36 minutes? I'm talking my ass off is what I'm doing. But it's a talk show. Yeah, it is a talk show, and we like doing the talk show. What is next? What do I have first after the rise? Oh, it's Pearl saying something dumb. Oh, it was deleted. Bitch. Oh, my God. What did I do with this? I had something I cut out from her, but she deleted it where she said, fucking A, dude. I hate it sometimes when people put stuff out and they delete it. So, crap. I took a screenshot of it, too, because I figured she might take it down, and I don't have it now. She basically said, 16-year-olds are hotter than 26-year-olds. And I was like, dude, Pearl, fucking A. So she reminds me similarly of Ryan and Rollo in ways where they say controversial things just to bait people into controversy, and that's clout chasing. That's not making a good point. And I understand the beauty of a 16-year-old, and I'm not into dating underage girls because I'm fucking 50 years old, and that's way too young for me, but also the mentality is so childish, even though they're young, beautiful, and you recognize the beauty of people and that they're nice people and everything. 16, so I'm like... And so people were accusing her of trying to, like, sort of exploit pedophilia by... Damn, that movie is, like, flickering like crazy down there, huh? They're accusing her of trying to, like, exploit pedophilia to be controversial and to gain clout. I just don't like it when people do that. They say, it's like, put something out there with some intellectual merit. You can say what you mean. You can, and like, I don't know, you're just saying it to be controversial, and so I don't take her very seriously. The more Pearl is Pearl, the more I'm like, God, sometimes she's just dingbatty as hell. And I don't like it. I personally don't like it. The more I get to witness Pearl, the more I'm like, eh. And so here's another one. Let me see. If this bitch cut this off, you're about to hear me, like, get annoyed if she cut this off, too. Oh, okay. Oh, this is such a contradiction. Let me show you this, okay? We'll come over here. All right. I'm going to take you up here. ChatGPT. All right. So, uh-oh. I don't like this like that, do I? I hate that, how the cameras always change. That's the fault of the Apple, the way they boot USB in a weird random order every time. But anyway, here is Pearl saying something stupid, which is a totally dumb contradiction. So this is her network, I believe. The Audacity Network is going to be an openly Catholic network that promotes freedom of speech. Oh, great, your freedom of speech. And then the contradiction is the next line. No talent is welcome that goes against what we stand for. Contradiction. You champion freedom of speech, and then I believe in freedom of speech, but I don't. Okay, moving on. But what? What the hell are you talking about? So to me, that's some kind of profound cognitive dissonance. And she kept this one up here. It's like you kept the one where you sound like a moron with what you're saying. That's a total contradiction. Don't you get that? So this woman is blowing up, and she is just, damn. She's half dumb. And I don't want to be mean. That's really not what I want to do. I'm not, that's the sense in which I'm not Mike David. I actually care about people's feelings, but sometimes people piss me off so much with their dumb stupidity. Yeah. You may not like me, but this is not me completely in real life, but this is some kind of true manifestation of who I am. Performance art, bitches! And so I'm unimpressed, and I'm looking at something right now. I got a new follower, yay! I wonder who followed me, when, and why. Why did you follow me? Oh, wow, a lot of people liked a comment that I made. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm closing out of that, and I'm going to come back here, and what do we have next? I think, okay, this is just random, and this is silly, and I really want to show you guys this, and there actually is sound on this. You will hear a certain radio star in the background, and I'm not going to be bashful about that, but this is something I wanted to show you. Dude, I'm a weirdo. Do you know what this disgusting thing is right here? No, it's not a pile of diarrhea. It's boiling chili. Why am I putting boiling chili in front of you? Asking why are you? Why, Paul? Why the boiling chili? Something's wrong with me, and I'll tell you why. I'll play this, and I'll show you why. You see these little things right here. Like here, that's a black bubble. That's a black bubble. Oh, wait, no. This, I got this in front of you now. This right here is a black bubble. See that? Black bubble, and this is not animated yet because I have not played it. So tell me if you can tell. Okay, I'll play it. Watch this. Here's what bugs me about this. It gives me the creeps watching chili boil. Look at the bubbles. Oh my God. The way they appear and they disappear. I feel like that skin, and there are fucking holes in your skin, and it's like, ew, what is that? And so it grosses me out. Totally grosses me out. What is with the bubbles in the chili? Totally natural. So what is it? It's not out of this world. It's not, it's like, it's unnatural to me and my sentiment, but it's actually totally natural what's going on here. Let's replay that and let you listen to what's in the background. Who's talking in the background? All right, there he is. I think it's actually Alex Jones talking to Mike Lindell. And so that's what I was listening to when I was cooking chili. When I was cooking the disgusting chili that has the bubbles. Look at the bubbles. They freak me out because for some reason I imagine that on my skin, opening up, having little bubbles opening up on my skin. And it creeps me out, and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell are the bubbles? There's one right there. Look at that. Look at that bubble. It just won't go away. It just keeps flickering right there. And so if you had that bubbling on your arm like that, wouldn't that be alarming to you? And I realized that all makes no sense whatsoever. But I had to share that with you guys. And I was like, why is that something that inspires me creatively to come here and talk about? I don't know. I have a feeling that's a clip I'm going to cut out today when I'm doing my video editing. And I'll post it up during the week. Again, follow on Instagram by searching Copy Who, all one word. All lowercase. I think you'll find it that way. Ooh, there's a neat moment. Dude's time traveling right there. Wait, no. This is close up on Tracy Lee Samsung Theater. Look at this dude. He's in his time machine right now, and he's always going forward. And but it's kind of interesting, I say. All right. Where are we? I know, it's idiosyncratic. If you don't like me, I could totally imagine how that's annoying. Yet, even if you like me, you're like, I don't like how Paul acts on that show. So all the people who love me in real life, they're like, ooh, you act like a creep on there, but this is shtick, this is fun, this is performance art, and you need to buzz off. If you don't like it, you can still appreciate that I have something that gives me a passion. I know. There are people that don't want to talk to me because I do that. Paul Bauer is next. Paul Bauer from Come On Man podcast. You, sir, insulted me. I divulged to him that I divulged to Paul that I have... Oh, wait. Pause, dude. Pause, Paul. Pause. I divulged to him that I have a scooter because he said that he was saying something about how I think it's What did he say here, actually? Scooters are a lot like... I can't remember what made me respond, but he was making fun of me because I said I have a scooter. He was talking about how motorcycles are cool or something like that. And so let me just take you over to that really quick. I want to go like this. And we come over here like we normally do. And so he's picking on me. Dude, you're picking on me. He's talking about me. Finally, someone referenced me in a video. Thank you, dude. I actually baited him with my scooter, my awesome scooter. ADV 150. It's an awesome scooter. So check it out. Paul is ripping on me here. I want to actually reload it. And if he starts talking, I want to pause it. I want to open up the sound. I'm doing this also perfectly today, it seems like.
Well, you know what they say. Scooters are a lot like fat chicks. They're fun to ride, but you don't want anyone seeing you riding them.
Oh, you!
Yeah, well...
No, that's stupid. Excuse me, dude. I really like you. I really do. But, dude, it's a 150cc scooter. I'm going to actually show it to you right now. This is my scooter. I'm going to show it to you right now, buddy. I'm going to bring it over to you right here. I'm going to plop it right there. I'm going to blow it up like that. Whoa, hey, wait a minute. What's going on here? Open up somewhere that I can bring this over here. There we go. That's my scooter. I dig it, dudes. Now, that does not look like your average run-of-the-mill, boring, stupid scooter. I also have a Honda Elite that is like a 50cc scooter, much smaller than this. But this thing is great for what it is. It goes up to almost 60 miles an hour. And I dare you to fucking just jump on your head. Not even riding a scooter. Jump on your head and see if your head doesn't pop right open like an eggshell. And my point being that even on the little scooter, that shit can kill you being on the road like that. So I wanted to show you guys that. That's my scooter right there, and it's a Honda ADV 150, 2021 model. And I actually really like it. I modified it a little bit to have... Actually, I'll show you again. Here, let me pull it over here. Okay, so I open it up one more time. I'll bring it over here to you guys, and we'll just observe my mods really quick. So what I did was I stuck these yellow stickers around the tires, and they're very reflective. So like at night, it helps you be more visible. I replaced this. It's kind of like a grill over the, I want to say it's the radiator, but I'm not sure what that is at the moment. And it's like a gold thing. So I customized it a little bit. I like how this gold right here ties into this gold shock device. I don't know what that is. I'm not a total expert about all this stuff, but I love riding that thing. I rode it all the way up to Central City one year, a couple years ago. In the fall of 2021. Oh, yeah. And so as I'm saying that, other things tie into me that are not such good memories, and I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, Paul Bauer, dude. Hey, man, I feel perfectly cool driving a scooter, and if you think it's lame and you got to pick on it, that's fine. I like what he does, and he's going to fight some guy at some point, and I think I'm going to make it a point to watch that. Another weird thing I'm watching. This is not controversial. It's just something I observed that I thought was interesting, and I want to turn the sound off on this so it doesn't throw out copyright, because the sound is not relevant, and I will bring you this really quick over here. All right. Here it is. So this is Howard from the Big Bang Theory, but that's not what I want to bring you to. So here's one example right here. You see, this is his girlfriend Bernadette that he eventually marries on there. Look at these glasses here. You're like, what are you talking about, Paul? You see how the light is reflecting off of the edges? But there's no reflection right here where the lens is. I don't think she's wearing any lenses on here. And I guess that makes sense when you're filming a sitcom like this, as I thought about it. It's not only the Big Bang Theory doing this. I was watching it during bed last night, and so here's Leonard. Here's Leonard, and look how the same thing is true. You can see subtle reflections down here, I think, a little bit, and there are no lenses. And I'm thinking predominantly because they don't want reflections. And so for some reason last night when I'm watching this on TV, I'm obsessing about it. I'm like, what the hell? You have no lenses. And so I'm thinking, it's not realistic. But it's like, as a producer, and so I actually thought this to myself, and it makes no fucking sense. I wear my glasses underneath these because I'm blind. It'll be like blurry. Everything will be like hard to operate and read. It would really be like a handicap for me if I didn't have my glasses. And so I have the lenses on. Do you see how, for example, look how the lights reflect in there. You see that? You don't see any of that on the Big Bang Theory. But if I took these lenses out here, you wouldn't see any of that. But you'd see the frame, and I'd get the intellectual look. Psychologically, you'd be like, wow, this dude is intelligent looking. But I wouldn't have the reflections on there. The reflections I can see the monitor in these glasses. And I don't like that. That's a pet peeve. So I can understand why they take it out for recording a fiction like this. But it caught me. I was like, oh my God, how could I have never noticed that these guys don't have lenses in their glasses? And there's Penny. Look at the look on her face right there. And she annoys me. You know, the actress is very funny. She actually really does make me laugh quite a bit. But I don't, I do all the then and nows on here occasionally. And I really don't think she's aging gracefully in real life. And it's been a long time, actually, since these scenes were filmed. It might have been as many as 15 or 20 years. So that's a lot of time. And she's a very funny, talented actress. I also liked her. I want to say it was a movie called Stewardess, something on HBO where murder mystery thing. That was very good work from her. And so we're done with that. Just wanted to make that point about the glasses. What is the last thing that I have here? Am I going to fill this show up perfectly right now or what? WT what? I want to open this video, pause it, and I heard this is a video with Myron from Fresh and Fit, and he's making, what I recall from it when I watched it was he's making amazing points with this woman here, and I want to just go through and comment on some of it. I might skip through parts of it.
Women do to retain a man? And before you answer,
Sure.
I also want to
like Mike
understand
says,
what can a woman do
baby.
to make
copying.
herself
Oh my God, that was me not being original. She said a man, and so it reminded me of when Mike talks about this other guy. I don't know who the fuck he is. It's a man, he's a man, baby. So now I'm doing an impression of Mike doing an impression of someone else. I'm stealing that. Oh my God, so unoriginal. Copier, copycat. That's me. That's the name of the show. Copy who?
Available to him, so he knows that she's interested, but then not coming across as like too crazy. Because obviously, a man, from what I've learned from my brother, I've understood that a man wants to know that she's about him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm for you. You're the man. I want you.
You're the man,
right?
baby.
That's apparently how it needs to go. So, but then can't she come on too strong? Like, what can a woman do?
So
I need to listen to what
do you
they're
want me to
saying.
speak for me or objectively?
I'm just like imitating her, and I'm not listening to what they're saying because she says man, and it sounds like Mike going, man, baby. And then so I'm imitating that, and I'm doing so much shtick right now that I'm not even paying attention. I'm going to start paying attention right this moment. Forgive me.
Men in general.
Wouldn't it be the same?
No, because I've learned some things that I've had to kind of learn from like my experiences. For example,
I'd like to
I'll
know
give you an
both.
example.
Thank you.
So, right, it used to be if a girl bothered me a lot and texted me a lot, I would get annoyed and frustrated and be like, what the fuck? But then I realized, oh,
She's interested.
This girl's not a slut. She's actually invested.
Dude, she's interested in you. So it's like she's not just being naggy or clingy. It's an indicator of interest in my view.
Doesn't do this all the time, which is why she's annoying the shit out of me because she feels.
But it is annoying. It's funny how an indicator of interest can be really annoying. But it's like, God, it doesn't even matter who is on the other end of the phone. When my phone rings or I get a text, I'm like, oh, who is that? What? I'm usually in the middle of something and my phone rings and I'm like, and then I'm like, I see it's like my mom or dad and I'm like, I'm feeling bad and I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I put it in perspective. They will pass away someday and I will be missing their phone call. But I recall way back before cell phones in college, I would get phone calls from the girl at the time I was madly in love with. And when my phone rang, I didn't know it was her, but the phone would ring and I'd be like, ah! And it was the regular phone. It was the hardline phone. It's just those interruptions irritate me. And I'm wondering if at all that same irritation is what he's talking about. Just that when your phone nags you like that, it's unnatural. There's something unnatural about it when you're in a zone in a moment doing something and then all of a sudden your phone beeps or vibrates and it's like, why? What's this interruption? And then like sometimes I'm like, as soon as I see who it is, I'm delighted I'm like, oh yes, I want this person talking to me. I'm trying to get to know this person. But it's still like, it's the sound. It's not who, it's the sound. It's the thing when the phone interrupts you. It really gets to me.
sense of connection because she's like, okay, I don't hook up with anyone. So bam, immediately she's like bonding to me, right? So I'm like, okay,
That's
cool,
sweet.
right? So I'm like, I used to get annoyed by that, but then I was like, no, that's actually a good sign. So I've come to respect that and tolerate it more where it used to annoy me, right? But I would say is like for a girl in general, right? So like that's my thing, right? I got annoyed, but it took me some time to figure it out, right? So that's some personal reflection. But for a woman in general, right? Obviously, don't be annoying about it. But what I would say is like you got to come in and figure out where the guy's deficient, and then kind of come in and fill that void. And when women are, and here's the thing too, like women are fantastic at like being socially aware, socially calibrated, seeing things. They can walk into a room and read the room. Like women need to take that skill set and be able to figure out what their guy needs, right? So like if you go into his place and you realize, okay, this guy probably needs some fucking spoons or some shit like that. This guy, you know, most guys are bachelor pad guys and they don't have shit. Maybe one spoon.
Hold on, I'm cutting forward.
Bring in. Eventually love. This is why the guy's got to be a leadership role. When a woman changes a man, she's going to change him into something she's eventually going to hate and resent because he was able to change.
Because he's weak.
Right? But when a man is able to change a girl into what he needs, he's going to grow to love her because she's like, damn, I can't operate with this girl. Like, bro, I don't even know how to
That's the master cultivating the outcome that is good for everyone. And it's hubris. But no, I'm being silly, actually. I think what he's making me think about is how it's too bad we live in the era we live in because so much division between men and women, and it's just part and parcel with the cultural Marxist society that we live in. It gets extremely tiring, and so men and women that belong together, that work well together, that is such a wonderful blessing when two people who are meant to be together get together and they can have, and that's the strength of a good family. In the family identity is tip-top. Christian family identity is tip-top in my view. And interesting what he's saying. I have a lot of things cooking in my head, and I don't even know what to say. But actually, I will be inspired if I listen to this a moment more because I remember some good stuff.
or nothing. Like once a woman becomes an indispensable piece of that man's repertoire, you fucking got him. But that takes time, that takes investment, that takes risking, that takes also the ability to be like, okay, he might fuck other bitches, he's not ready right now, but I'm gonna stand the test of time.
I just giggle.
At the end of the day, these other hoes.
When another man says fuck other bitches, why is that a funny thing for me? I giggle when I hear that.
Come in and out.
Bitches. You refer to them as bitches. That's what makes me laugh. You don't give a fuck and you refer to them as bitches, which I have done before, but I don't like to label all women as bitches personally, but it does amuse me. And I'm not saying, hey, don't do that, because I am a free speech absolutist, a real one, not some fucking billionaire, saying so and not really being that. But then you're under pressure as a billionaire to conform to the direction the world's going. But anyway, I'm totally getting off topic.
Here, I'm going to be for him, and then trust me, they're going to notice that. Because the thing about modern day women is this. Women have so many options nowadays that they're not patient. So since they have so many options, they're like, why am I going to wait on this guy? I got this MLB player talking to me. I got this NBA player over here. I got this NFL player. So since women have all these options, what ends up...
about, I think it's making me think about how I think it's valuable for both men and women to play the field. So there's this thing a lot of women do. They disparage men when they're dating several women. In the case of certain men, you may be doing that because you're trying to find one that really works with you, a very special person that you're compatible with. And then there are just players who date a lot of women because it's fun. And I've never done that. I can't even manage that with my personality. But I'm not talking about dating and cheating and being secretive. I'm just saying you're being a good person. You're trying to morally and ethically play the field so that you can whittle down the potential candidates of a mate that will be a success story for you, which is very hard to have in contemporary society. Everything is working against good relationships. I really believe the Marxist overtones in society are trying to destroy the ability of people to connect and have meaningful relationships and build big, strong tribes and families, which I think are really what is best for humanity, that kind of organization, that kind of collective desire to improve the state of humanity, move things forward, make things better. But then instead of, fixing the world's problems by exterminating everyone, it's amazing. I wonder what he'd say when he's like, how did you even manage that to get to that the idea of exterminating everyone, because you're talking about good relationships, and it like ties to me into this thing where like the good relationships are what make the solid bedrock of society. A good, sustainable society is based on good, solid relationships, most especially Christian and familial relationships. I believe that is the good foundation, the good, strong foundation for a strong moral society. And even if you're atheist or if you're agnostic, the moral foundation that is provided by people getting along and having good family values, good traditional family values, it pays out with the prosperity you see manifesting in all of humanity in the globe. You can study these things in different cultures and realize it's not so great elsewhere where they live radically different. Some places are already dystopian nightmares. We're well on our way there. And it's funny how he's having this conversation here, and it's like, that's what I tie it to in my head.
Happening is they conflate those options with real relationship opportunities, and the two are not the same. Just because you can fuck this guy doesn't mean you can retain this guy.
Bingo.
So if you do find the guy that you like,
dude, piece of cake fucking a dude. It's easy to fuck a guy, but like he just said, if you want to retain a good man, it's about a lot more than screwing.
You think he's worth it, etc. It's on the girl too to have some critical thinking skills. And
kudos to you, sir, for saying etc. ETCETRA. Hell yeah! What a facial expression on this man right now. Ooh! Ooh! I need to take this off for that. Ooh! Ooh! Okay. Forgive me, people. Oh yeah. Oh, Myron, those eyes, though. Those eyes. Look at those eyes. Big eyes. Man, look at those eyes. Those eyes scare me. But it's just momentary. I bet you he'll look normal in just one moment after I turn this off.
Guy's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay, see,
I can't tell you how many times just playing the long game and being there and outlasting all the other girls and adding value, bruh, he has no choice but to pick you. And even if you don't get like picked as like the main girl, you're going to still be one of the girls. That's loyalty. And that's very difficult to find with the way women are, because women are taught.
I need to cut this. I actually don't. I'm kind of bumming because, well, I'm okay. Remind myself, I'm at 5:09 on this video. I might want to finish this video up in the next show because I do recall more good stuff being said. Guess where we are now? We're at the wrap up the show moment of the day. And so that means I bring you over here to this. Look at that, baby. Look at that. I welcome you all to stick with me over time in the years. Do I want to plop that on? Make it a little more violent with the lights. Yes, this is the end of the show, everyone. If you actually made it through this, I'm glad how this one turned out. It's not all manosphere stuff by a long shot. It's like a lot my life, a lot the way my mind works philosophically. I really do enjoy doing this, and you know, doing it once a week, the more I pack in a shit ton into the show, the more I think it turns out better. I am going to get guests on here. I know I keep saying that. I was just explaining how hard that is technically to figure out some things with that. And so it's up to me right now to be the best I can be. I don't have anything else to say, so I'm going to just go like this. Thank you, everyone, if you stuck with me today, or if you're watching the clips on the shorter clips I post on social media. That's pretty cool. I post most of the short clips on Instagram, and I need to get another phone to do TikTok, but whatever. If you like this, I appreciate you sharing it with your friends. I appreciate you hang out with me during the premiere, because I usually get on to see if anyone's listening. Eventually, I hope people are there during the premiere. If people start showing up for that live, I might actually be motivated to do live shows. So share the show. Post it on your social media. Tell your friends about it. Listen to it when you're doing busy work at home. Whatever it is. I appreciate people, even a lot of the assholes I appreciate. And so I say to you, peace be with you all. Ooh, flush the toilet.